In this video, we are going to talk about the specificity, and the specificity is the ranking to determine which decoration should be used or ultimately applied on that element. So now you can see we have a HTML page with the paragraph that has the ID class, and now we are going to demonstrate what is specificity. So first we have to know which has the higher ranking. The highest ranking among these four is the inline styling, and the second one is the elements that with decoration is using ID, and the third one is using class, and the last one is just the element. So we already know these four, and now we are going to demonstrate how to use the specificity. And first we are going to use the paragraph tag. So we select the paragraph, and for example we just use the colors of blue, and for the easier to look at the website we add the background colors of black. Now, as you can imagine, if we have another decoration that is also using the paragraph, and then we set it as red, it will use the last one, which override the previous one because they has the same level. For example, if we want to rank or mark down this, get the mark of this decoration, the first one is we have no inline styling, and this is not using class, and this is not using ID, and this is not using class, and at last we just use element. So you can say this has 1 point, and it has also 1 point by using these kind of decorations. So it will use the waterfall rules, so we use the last one to override this. However, if we compare another rules that using class, for example, as you can see in the web page, we have a class note, and then at this point, even we type the decorations above these rules, we use dot note, and then we type colors, and we use aqua, we save it, and you can see use these rules rather than the bottom one. And this is because if you count the point, we have 0 inline styling, we have no class, but we have no ID, but we use the class name, so we have 1 point here, and we have 0 point because we do not use elements, so this has 0 points. So when you compare these, we have 10 mark, and the others only has 1 mark, so this has the highest point. So we will use these rules to set the colors, and then if we use the similar rule but we add the body before dot note, actually this just select the same thing, but we use colors, and then we use blue violet. Now although we just also use the class name, this has a higher point because if we type the mark, we have 0 inline styling, we have 0 ID, we have used the class name, and we has also used the element, so it gets 11 points, and this only has 10 points, so this will override the other styling. And then we look at the index.html. In this paragraph, we have the class and also ID, and if we use the ID, it will have higher specificity. So for example, we already know the class name is note ID, so to select this element, we can use the hashtag and then note ID, and then we use colors, and then we use dark orange, and then we save it. Now you can see it override the other decorations, because if you look at the mark, we have 0 point in inline styling, we have 1 point in ID, and 0 point in classes, and 0 point in elements, so it has 100 points, and which is larger than this only has 11 or 10 points. Now we can add the others, and which is the specificity. So if we go to here and directly add the style, for example, the style is equal to color, and then which has the deep pink, and save it, you can see it also override the other rules, because if you think about it, we have 1 specificity and 0 ID, 0 class, and also 0 element. So if you compare with the others, which has 100 point, and this has 1000 point, which is much higher than the others, so it will use these rules rather than the others.